Oh, we just today we're just riding the X4R. It's just taken a couple of times to get the 390 right. It's just not right at the moment, so we're just going to be riding the X4R today.
Here we go, under starters orders at the moment for the Super Motard class, proudly sponsored by Boyd's Motorcycles.
Just a couple of quick guys in this class. No, Tony and John are real quick guys. And it's a nice
huge jump start there.
Very nice by Mark Oliver. Very nice. Apart from that, looks like they're all the way cleanly. Everyone gets off the start into turn 1. Yeah, they're all through turn 1 cleanly, which is all good to see in the first race. We've had a lot of delays yesterday with big crashes, which you never want to see, but they're all right. Just some fine approach at the moment. As we go through turn 4 in the first lap, it's Mark Oliver out in front, obviously, with his amazing jump start. We didn't have our number 4 on the grid. The grid, so I'm missing someone. John Oliver's really wide.
Real wide, isn't
really
it?
Wide.
Let's tighten them right up at the front. It's quite a good little freight train that they've got going on out there. So lucky to actually be out there yesterday riding the new Gixxer 1000, and boy, I was getting dive bombed by a couple of these guys. They don't muck around. It's not how it used to be. Buy an old motocross bike, throw some tyres on. These things are highly tuned, aren't they, Jacob?
Yeah, they're really like good bikes. I know Mark Oliver and Tony and John, they all have their little squad that they all fix these bikes up. They have totally different sort of setup to a motocross bike. Like these bikes probably could just chuck on some dirt tyres and go riding. They sort of need a lot more setting up. Where we finally got Mark Oliver going wide and Chris Andrews coming flying through into the lead now. So we've got a 4-way battle for the lead as we go to turn 3.
Chris Andrews and me used to race motocross together a long time ago. Very, very good on the dirt, so he's transferred across and taken him a few years to get it, but he's out in front and he's got some good company on his back, and it's quite a tight little race out there.
Yeah, the rest of the group, Tony, Hurney and John Oliver, are still getting a little bit held up by Mark. And as Chris is sort of trying to get away, make the gap bigger, and we see Tony Hurney's just gone wide into the turn 9 there and allowed John Oliver back into 3rd place.
What sort of bike's that one out in front, Jacob? Crawler, is it?
So Chris Andrews is out there on his KTM 450.
KTM. There's quite a broad different
so we've
lot
got
of bikes out there.
Tony's out there on those Honda CRF 450. Mike Kai in 4th place is on a 2010 Kawasaki KX 450. So there's a real broad range of bikes out there.
And Chris looks real comfortable. He's got a good little bit of a gap. He's running away. Nice track conditions and stuff. We had a beauty day down here yesterday. It was beautiful weather and stuff. Had a little bit of carnage out there. Some track day guys and that. A few went away, but hopefully we don't have too much carnage today. We've got some nice weather, better than the last round that we had.
Yeah, we can see on the CBS live firing their screen. Mark Oliver's penalty has been added to his race time. So you can see he's down 13th place. It was Hamish Ford that didn't make the start, he qualified on 4th, so one issue in one way or another for Hamish. But yeah, Mark Oliver's down to 13th place at the moment, so interesting to see where he can head up to with his penalty applied.
And it's tightening up at the front again, eh? Chris thought he might be able to run away, but he's got a little tiger on his tail now.
Yeah, John Oliver's the class act in this field. He's been sort of doing Super Motard for a long time. He sort of builds a lot of the bike himself, so he hasn't really got a sort of type of bike. Yeah, it's pretty much just an Oliver.
And John's been riding the Beamer last year, wasn't he? Out in the Beers class and stuff as well?
Yeah, he does. He has a lot of other bikes he rides as well. So Super Motard, it's a lot of fun for a lot of these guys. Like, this track is really good. You see a lot of these guys backing it into corners with real motocross style, trying to get the most out of it. You can use a lot of front brake, but in this sort of sport you can use a lot of rear brake as well.
We've got Chris Andrews out in front doing 1 minute 16.8, and just had John Oliver there at a 16.4. Is that pretty good lap times, Jacob?
Yeah, that's really good. He's right on it now. The top Superbike guys.
Oh, he takes a little dive.
Yeah, the top Superbike guys go about 10s around there today. So he gets real quick for not a purpose-built race bike. It's a motocross bike. So they do a lot of work to make these pretty quick. And
Here we go. He's taking a dive and beautiful move down the inside.
Yeah, it's a very nice block, but classic turn right. He's gone really wide. He's going to be able to pull it back. Oh, he does. He's stuck them both up there. The classic block pass. They both went wide. Trying to open the door for Tony Hurney in third to try and close the gap. But now John Oliver's in front. He might just show the field a clean pair of heels and try and get away.
Hopefully those front two can have a little bit of a battle, and then let the other two catch up onto them. The more they battle, they'll slow each other up and stuff. That might allow it into a four-way battle. Yeah,
it's always good when you're in the third, fourth place rider and you see the front two having a good go of things. You can always see them screwing up each other's lines and making it hard for each other, which always brings you along. When you're dicing with someone, you can't always take the line you want, and you can always get it taken away from you. So you're always constantly changing. You're not on the optimum race line, like losing race time, which is why you see people in packs lose time, whereas by yourself you can just stick to your own rhythm and go around the circles.
You see that in the lap times, don't you? 16.9 that last one, and Chris Andrews dropped back to it 17.6 with that pass done on him. It's allowing those other two to get right in there, isn't it?
Yeah, Chris Andrews has set his fastest lap on the second lap and slowly sort of faded from there. So it's sort of John Oliver's race here to lose. He's got to It's interesting to see the wide range of styles out there. You see a lot of these guys using with their leg out. A lot of these guys with their knee out, like a typical road racer. This is really closed up at the front here. John Oliver made a mistake going down the back, and Chris Andrews is right on the back of him now. He's got a slipstream and past him on the straight. What a move! Nice move.
Yeah, have you had a little ride on one of these, Jacob?
I have ridden a Super Motard bike.
Leg out or knee out?
I have let my leg out. It's just sort of good. It counterbalances you a lot, so you can onto the corner a lot better.
There's a changeover, right? Chris Andrews back out in front, man.
He's done a good move down the straight and just parked in the middle of the corner into turn one. Not left no room for John Oliver to come back through.
Standard motocross boy, he's never going to quit, man. He'll try and run from out the front, but John Oliver's quite sneaked up on him, but this is going to turn into a little bit of a dust-up, ain't it?
Yeah, it's really good. These two riders, they know each other, they're friends, they put together, so it'll be good to see where that, if they leave their friendships sort of on the track, if there's going to be some dirty moves in there, and John Oliver's right up on the berm now. There's not a lot of... Yeah, Chris Andrews is really nice on the brakes in there. It'd be a brave man to pass in there. There's not a lot of room. Pretty much just a straight line. As we come into the last couple of corners, John Oliver's got his work cut out for him.
Man, Chris is real good down into that chicane, isn't he? That seems like he's pulling out a couple bike lengths, and they're back and forward, aren't they? But they're both trying real hard.
Tony Hurney just sitting there in third. Not much he can do. He can't get close enough to the front guys. He's just a little bit too far behind to do anything about it. There's a big gap back to the fourth place rider. Oh, checkered flag's out.
Checkered flag, and now Chris Andrews wins the first one there. What a great little race there. And that was our first race of the day. That was Super Motard, brought to you by Boyd Motorcycles. Thank you very much for the sponsorship.
In the overall championship standings for the Super Motard, with John Oliver's out in front, showed a clean pair of heels in the first round with 3 wins, 75 points, and then it was wet last round, so there was a lot of sort of changing in positions. Casey Bullock turned up, wasn't there for the first round, and he's not here today either, so he won't be much of a factor in the overall championship. But he won he won all 3 races last time in the wet. That's a good show by Casey.
It's a great little warm-up too for the Tri-Series and some of the other sort of racing in that. Like we got a real bad bit of weather at the last round, and like 3 degrees track temperature, and it was raining all day. But today we've got such good track temp and stuff, and